gonna do some Pilates.
Let's do that. Death by carrot.
More than Pilates. Yes.
Yeah, but I got the death socks. I got the death socks. I'm not scared, but I think the instructor's smiling way too much. Workout was crazy. Never done it before, but I highly recommend it.
Do it. Just do it. They did really good, honestly. It's never easy, but you build your confidence the more you come, so you do better. They were doing great. That was so much fun. So much fun. Okay, guys, welcome back. My name is Leslie Wise, and this is After the Anchor. And I have my guest today for our third portion of the podcast, Lucas. Why do I keep I called him this morning and I'm like, could you tell me the proper pronunciation for your last name? And here I am like messing up your first name.
Hey guys, I'm Lucas.
Yes, but if you've watched the first 2 episodes, you're well acquainted. If not, you should probably also finish this one and then go back and get to know Lucas a lot better because his story is very inspiring. And that's why I have him here on my podcast today, because I know that it could inspire many young men who are struggling to figure out where they fit in sobriety, if that's a direction that they should be taking. They might not even understand what that even looks like. And so anyway, that's why it's super important here. I'm going to quit talking and I'm just going to get to asking questions. But first, actually, will you give us kind of a rundown of the situation that we are in? What's happening right now?
Dude, we're on a badass party bus. Actually, the Bucks Club's party bus, which is good because I get to stretch my legs because after that Pilates session, my glutes are really sore.
So we're going to take this bus ride.
It's
this
a very
is
nice bus.
The Bucks party bus that is rentable. You can rent it out for a private party.
Yep.
You can rent it out to take to WinStar. You can take it to really wherever you want.
Or you can rent it out and do a podcast.
You can rent it out and do a podcast too. But for right now, while we're on our way to Bucks Wild in Dallas, where we're The original, yes. While we're on our way there, I figure I'm going to go ahead and pick your brain a little bit more and get to know you a little bit better. So, what did it feel like today trying Pilates out? Was
man.
it totally new?
Totally new.
Ever put on a pair of grippy socks?
I mean, probably in the hospital.
Did you feel kind of sexy in grippy socks? Yeah. Especially after you were done.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
They're totally sexy. They match my skin tone, and they were not slippery at all.
You're not slippery. So tell us about what that experience was like for you.
It was, when you text me and said, yeah, let's do Pilates during, I was like, this chick's crazy. But I'm down.
I'm so happy you stepped out of your comfort zone. I'm going to tell you, I've asked several.
Not crazy, not in a bad way. But
No, it's good crazy. Yeah. It's a good crazy.
I mean, I need that. Sometimes people, like even including myself included, need that kind of push to try new things.
Especially something that's not very, I guess they wouldn't really call Pilates like a manly, masculine sort of form of exercise.
No, I was in some compromising positions that didn't feel very masculine today, but I felt great after.
But while you were in this struggle, were you even really able to like think about your compromising position, or were you just trying to figure out how to not fall through?
No, I mean, thinking about the positions I was in, I thought about them before. And I was like, man, this is not going to be very flattering. But once I did it, that was the last thing on my mind. The only thing on my mind was pushing up, pushing down, or pushing back. squeezing my glutes. I mean, heel to the floor, heel off the floor. I mean, you have to get engaged to something like that. And I like to test my discipline every now and then. So that was a great way to do it.
Do you think there's a misconception with men and what women think? Like, I I'm one woman, only one, so don't come at me or come at me. I don't care. But I always just think that men just don't care about being in compromising positions. Because I mean, cracks are out sometimes, bellies, burnt, everything. And so you kind of just like think, oh, but you just said like you were in that position.
Yeah, I did. And whenever you have guys with cracks out, bellies out, that's normal to guys sometimes.
Yes.
But bending certain ways that you're not used to bending, stretching certain ways you're not used to stretching, and having your legs open a certain way. I mean, some can kind of view, oh man, that's not very masculine of you. But today I don't. I mean, I loved it.
That was really, actually, I like to hear that side of
Yeah.
it because I would never, for all the guys I ever see, I always just think, oh, they don't care. But that would be a really, when I think about it, like, those are not
Yeah.
normal positions.
Yeah, whenever we were
Typically.
planked up,
Yeah.
and I had to pull my legs up, my ass was in the air. I felt like I was in a Megan Thee Stallion video.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you
It
for
was great.
sharing that.
Especially when
with
we had
me.
to do the.
the
you know,
pulses, the little
You
up,
guys know, 'cause you
tiny
filmed
up,
it.
tiny down.
I saw little giggles every now and then behind your cameras.
Tiny up, tiny down.
Tiny up, tiny down. There's nothing tiny about my up and down.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
saying.
How does this compare to what you normally do? Tell me, like, what a normal gym session for
Okay,
you.
so I mean, I'm a weight guy. So I mean, I just started back recently incorporating my leg workouts because I didn't want to look like Buzz Lightyear, where my top half was huge and my skinny legs. I have pretty good sized calves, but I did a quad workout the other day that probably put me out for 3 days.
Which one was it?
Just like squats, front squats.
Yes.
I forgot goblet squats or
Oh
something.
yeah.
And I had my feet up on a plate, on plates, and I mean, yeah, I was just
Oh yeah.
yeah.
that's
So I
a good
mean,
one.
getting and doing that Pilates has actually showed me a different way how to do that because I feel, I don't feel like the strongest guy in the gym with doing leg exercises. So
Yeah. Is that pretty common?
oh yeah,
That yeah. Is
Yeah.
that is
see
kind of.
guys all the time, with big tops and little bottoms, little
Yeah.
skinny legs.
So then, what do you normally? What are your the main exercises that you do consistently?
Pull-ups, triceps,
Some
biceps,
calisthenics.
chest, abs. I do the hip abductor stuff. I do a lot of calf workouts. I mean, you can't see in these jeans, but I have some really big calves. But from my knee to my hips, that's where it needs work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just going more consistently. We know what it is.
Just being in a more consistent full body workout.
Do you really go full force whenever you go in?
No, I mean, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of heavy weights, and now it's like lightweight, heavy reps. So, I mean, I was doing, like, I have this bench exercise that I just do the bench, and I do 4 sets of 25. But I'm just doing 100 reps. So, I mean, it's just the bar. Just the bar. And it's 45 pounds. And then some people, they're like, oh, that's nothing. It's like shit. When you get about 55, 60, 65, and it's like a burn, like your chest starts burning.
Yeah, I remember doing a squat with a trainer, and she was like, "We're gonna start with the bar," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like, what do you think?" And
I started
then
with
I
the
got
bar the other
down
day on
there,
my
and I
front
was
squats.
like, "I can't get back up," and I felt
Yeah.
like an ass because I'd made such a big deal. If
Yeah.
I just like shut my mouth, I would have been
Yeah,
fine.
I did front squats the other day, just the bar. And then the guys next to me had 3 plates on each side. I was like, oh shit.
Have you ever done meditation or any grounding? Like when you
Man,
do you?
I don't think I could do it because I have ADHD. And like any kind of noise triggers me.
Whoa! So how do you get yourself calm when you spiral?
I kind of just talk to myself. in my
Okay,
head.
yeah. No, well, that's
Oh, okay,
that's
okay.
one of the. I mean, I literally just got to a point where I had to learn how to do those breathing things, like the.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. But like I'll have conversations with myself in my head.
Yeah, Oh yeah, I think the breathing comes after I've exhausted that portion. But that's so. What do you do to calm down on a daily basis? Like when you're done, you've got to calm down somewhere.
It doesn't happen as much anymore, but like I mean, I'm pretty chill
Yeah.
nowadays compared to what I used to be. Especially now that I don't drink anymore. I mean, my brain is more clear. I have a lot more clarity to where I can just be like, let's reset.
Yeah.
And it's pretty quick compared
Yeah.
to what it used to be. I really, really used to want to get into meditation, but the meditation's hard for me because I close my eyes, I'll hear this squeaky in the back,
Yeah.
or I'll hear like your jewelry or
Yeah.
or something, or
Uh-huh.
I mean anything will set me off. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
That's why I like yoga. Because
Yeah.
I think that you have to, and I don't ever do yoga because nobody, I don't know. I always keep, I'm like, I don't want you to think I'm looking at your crotch, but I keep looking at your phone. Anyway, it was just funny because I keep looking down and you're
no, you're good. Yeah, I can move my phone.
No, because whenever you do the yoga, you're silent, and you're doing hard exercises, but they're not quite like the Pilates ones.
Right.
So it's almost like you're in your head and then you're thinking about like your position and your stuff. That's about the only meditation I can do too.
Yeah.
If not, I feel like squirrel. Or
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I could be doing this. I should be doing that.
Yeah.
I should write a note about this. Wait a
Yeah,
second.
yeah, and I totally get distracted.
So
So
no.
easy.
Have you ever tried yoga?
Yes,
What do you think about it?
I don't like it.
Okay, yeah, no.
Well, I mean, I
When was
actually
last
tried it
time
when
you
I was
tried
bigger. So, I mean,
So
I haven't
maybe-
tried it since I was smaller. I mean, I'm like 80 pounds less than what I used to be.
But so bigger, as in when you were still,
80 pounds heavier
yeah.
from drinking.
But then you also didn't have the same discipline,
Right.
and
so
you didn't
I
have the
haven't
same
tried it
mindset.
again.
Well, never say
Oh,
no.
yeah,
I mean,
no,
well,
no,
looks
no.
like we might. I mean, I do have to come to Houston.
You guys are not filming me do yoga, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yes,
Hey, I
of
just heard,
course.
do they fart in yoga class? I heard they fart all the time in yoga class.
I have never.
Yeah, I heard that's the thing.
It's okay though.
Like you relax and you're just
natural.
like farting
Isn't
everywhere.
that just part of it?
No, I don't want to sit next to a person farting next to me. I don't want to smell you, bro. Especially when yoga's about breathing, isn't it? And
It is about breathing.
I'm not
Okay,
breathing you in.
Do you think that, I mean, so for me, I jumped straight into fitness. I had never worked out. In fact, I did not. Sweating, gross. I sweat it like universal.
Yeah.
And I was told Curtis I was never going to go back. That was not what I do. I don't
Universal
sweat.
Studios.
And then like 7 years later, I'm working out and I'm trying to make myself sweat. I'm pushing myself.
Dude, if you
and
don't sweat,
it's
then-
helpful
yeah.
with it helped me to stay focused on when I was trying to be better with my alcohol consumption,
Right.
because you can't work out to the max if you're hungover.
Right.
You
right.
cannot give it your best if you're hungover.
yeah.
So
So-
if you think that helps keep you,
And that's funny you
motivated?
say that because when I first started really trying to work out, it's from being hungover. Because the old wives' tale, if you sweat it out, go sweat it out. You'll feel better.
Yeah.
I'd go on a bender all night and then I'd go to the gym the next day, and not knowing that I'm completely dehydrated.
Yeah.
And I could pass out at any minute, but I'd be sweating it out. And in my brain, I'd see the sweat and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I sweat all that alcohol out. I could do it again tonight. So, fitness has always been a thing with me and just going to the gym. And then now I think just recently I've learned how to properly do things
Did you?
compared to just going in and doing the 3 same exercises to make myself sweat. So,
You're more focused. You're
More
more
focused.
focused on
and I'm
what
more willing to
you're
learn.
going.
Like, if you would have asked me to do Pilates 3 years ago, I'd probably been, no, I'm good.
I would, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I actually I could agree that I probably 3 years ago would never have approached you to do Pilates.
No.
And that's not a knock, because I cared for you 3 years ago. I cared for you when I first met you. There's a reason why
Yeah.
I asked you to be on my podcast, because I've always had something about Lucas. There's always been something about you that I have been drawn to as a human,
Yeah.
as an empath. Again, there's a reason why you're on my podcast, because I can't just have a random conversation about
Right.
life with people that I feel
Yeah.
are not genuine or I don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And so I would say I agree with that you've grown in that. talk to me about Melosi. Who's Melosi?
Melosi's my doggy.
And how'd you get Melosi's name?
Melosi is means strong, means strength in Samoan. So I mean, I was like, man, this dog's gonna be a monster. His dad's huge. His mom's big, the biggest of the females. I was like, man, I gotta come out with a name that nobody can pronounce, but that means something.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, everybody, and Malosi is the thing. So whenever, like, when I lived in Samoa, and if somebody came up to you and tried to fight you, and you didn't want to fight them, the first thing you're supposed to say is Malosi oi,
Malosoi.
Malosi oi.
Malosoi.
That means like you're strong, you're stronger than me. I don't want yeah.
Oh.
So, that's like don't mess with I don't want to mess with you. I don't want no trouble. So picking his name was pretty easy. So I was like, because I know right now he's like just over a year old and he's 136 pounds. So I mean he's
big.
He's a big boy. Big.
What breed?
He's a Presa Canario.
Presa
Canario.
Canario.
From the Canary Islands. It's a mastiff breed. Everybody always thinks he's a cane corso or Connie corso. Okay. Yeah. I was like, no, he don't have a squish nose like those dogs.
What had you ever been around this breed before? Like, no, there's always specifics.
Right. So I've always been a pit bull guy, and I've liked mastiffs. Growing up, we had Rottweilers. My parents bred Rottweilers.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm a pit bull guy because pit bulls, I think, are probably one of the most misunderstood breeds.
Yeah.
Because everybody's always like, pit bulls are killers, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I mean, and I just like the strong presence of this dog. And one of my buddies, he's actually like a Homeland Security guy. He works for the government, but he also has presses. And he has his dog breeding group is called the Space City Presses. And he's my buddy Josh. And I was like, dude, I've been telling him for like 10 years, I'm going to get a Pressa. Like, okay. And then I finally just did it. I mean, I love dogs. So
it's a big responsibility though when you have that breed.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what you were. Would you have still, do you think that, and when you were 20, of course, I'm sure you could have handled any breed, but as a responsible adult now, do you think that it's an appropriate breed for someone to just go and get because they think that it's cool looking?
No. I mean, any dog, period, any animal or pet, see the entertainers all the time getting Frenchies and fucking.
Oh, Frenchies.
This one dancer got a cane corso and she hadn't had it for a year and she's already given it away. So, I mean, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. Like, dogs are like children.
They are. They just can't talk.
Cats are a little more independent. You can let your cat run around the house, change his litter box, but dogs don't do that. Dogs want to go everywhere you go. When you leave, they want to leave. They hate being alone. They'll eat anything that they can get their mouth on. They're like furry children. So,
and they can't talk. Have you ever seen the ones that have the buttons? Like the dog.
Oh yeah, well,
and
like the vocal.
Bitch, bitch, over
bitch,
and over.
Hi, bye. Yeah.
So I was telling my daughter, I was like, I want to get one for ours, and we've agreed that it would be a terrible idea because
I don't even know how you would begin to train on something like that.
Well, I know you could, but then now they're like, come home. I'm mad. What
are they supposed to call you and tell you that?
Well, no, when you get home, you walk in the door and he goes and he finds his buttons and he says, where were you? I'm mad. Bitch. Anyway, I want those buttons really bad. I think that'd be fun to teach a dog, not my dog, that because I don't want to get bitched up by my dog.
I think people in your house would just start using them for fun. You'd wake up in the middle of the night, get some water, and then bitch.
How do you think that Melosi has changed? Have you owned other dogs before Melosi?
Yes.
Okay, so what other breeds of dogs? Pitbull. Okay, pitbull. No box. I've heard all the names. So what's up with boxer? Why don't you like boxers?
I don't dislike boxers.
Well, you said all the other names, but boxer.
Well, I mean, boxers are fine.
They're pretty much there with the pit bull and the Rottweiler, and they're all in that whole.
A little more hyper.
I'm a boxer girl, if you can't tell.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I do love they spaz out.
To each their own. They're real. I mean, they're called boxers for a reason. They're real pawy. I mean, I don't dislike boxers.
No, I was just
Yeah.
being funny. I was
I
just
know.
teasing on you because I heard all
know.
the other names.
I
I
know
was like,
you're.
I've known that
You're
one.
very breed specific
I've known
over
that
here.
one. We had a Rottweiler in the family when I was younger. So I've been exposed to dogs. I just always thought it was really cool that when we were super young, my niece and I could take Emac on the beach, and the adults would just be like, "We'll see you later," and it was 100%. We were like 8 years old with this dog, and nobody was gonna mess with us. He was a command dog. He
Yeah.
knew everything.
Boxers are smart.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just dogs, especially these type of breed dogs, are very
I think the only dogs I
protective.
ever had problems with are chows. I don't even see those anymore. Chows?
Where are the chows?
I don't
Where
know.
did
I
the
mean,
chows go?
I used to get bit by my friend's chow all the time.
There were very okay. Well, in Weatherford, where I grew up, there were very specific yards with people that had chows, and it was over in my area with like low income, and the chows were always running around,
Dude.
like biting people.
Yeah, just
and
biting
they'd,
people all the
they'd
time.
mix breed, and then you'd get like a female chow that
Yeah,
was not
pit chow,
chow. Yeah.
golden chow retriever. Yeah, so but I mean, I don't see those anymore, especially in Texas. Maybe it's too hot.
Yeah. So, how back to that question? Then I changed up on you. How do you think that Melosi has changed your routines, like in your day to day? Do you feel more responsibility?
You have, yes, absolutely. You have to feel a little more responsibility. So I mean, there's certain things you can and can't do now. So I mean, but he's older now, so it's a lot easier than it was when he was a puppy. So I and you just gotta adjust, just like with anything else. And that's what I tell whenever I was telling, like the girls are always talking about getting dogs. They'll have a really great night and like, hey, I can go buy a such and such. Like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Your ass sleeps all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Don't do. I
poop.
mean, you talked about earlier that you slept till 5. Don't do it, because then you're gonna wake up and there's gonna be dog shit all over your house. You're gonna get mad at the dog. You're gonna have one of your Louis Vuitton slides is gonna be chewed up, and then you're gonna be pissed and then want to give away your dog.
You're like a dad.
I am.
You're like the dad that they didn't have, don't have, had, but like these girls, they like the guidance. You know that too, even if they show that they don't.
Some take it better than others.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, some girls like I say, like call me for advice, ask me what they should do on a date, or hey, I'm thinking about getting this vehicle, or so I guess what you say is kind of does make sense. I just I don't know. I don't know how it just all of a sudden just started happening more and more, like trying to help these girls out and like.
Do you
give
feel
them
a
some
calling
guidance.
for that? Do you feel like do you feel a sense of need to help?
A lot, in a lot of situations, yes. Like earlier when we were talking about like just educating the girls on certain like just topics, day to day communication, like stuff, just to help them with their work.
It's almost like we need like a bulletin board of like daily and current events in the locker room. People would, I think
Yes.
people would, like, you remember
Yeah.
like back in school, there was always like the little pretty
Right.
board with all this stuff. Maybe like the house mom could like put like current events,
Current
topics.
events, topics, because
just gave a
like
job to
there's
them.
nothing worse than yeah. Huh?
I'm all like making jobs, but
I know. Maybe the house mom could
seriously,
do it.
but I think that's
No, but I think
like
so.
that.
That's I think like I told the girls, I was like, watch Landman. Well, I mean, Houston, Texas is the oil and gas hub of the United States, one of the biggest. Watch Landman. Learn some of the little miscellaneous facts about oil rigs. And I mean, some girls came and said, "Oh shit, I was talking about this, and that with this guy about the rig," and I was like, "See,
And they just love it.
guys love it.
The guys love it.
Guys love it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to talk to these guys if you know what to talk about.
If you
but
know.
if you don't act like you're engaged or interested, guys lose interest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I mean, you can be the baddest one in the room, and you don't have anything to talk about, and I'll send one that talks 10 times more than you, and she'll get the win on that.
She'll get the win on that one.
Yeah.
Do you think that the girls? Do you think that the Bucks family, or just your Nightlife family, well, yeah, your work family has helped keep you on track with your sobriety.
Yes. So, I mean, there's actually a couple girls that are actually on the sober train right now. I have a manager I don't think she's drank in the last 3 weeks. Uh, got another entertainer. She hasn't drank since, was, I think, March. Probably
That's really
April.
good.
April. Somewhere, I mean, but there's a few of them that are just doing it and they're like, man, I was just messaging one on Instagram earlier about, she's got some things going on in her life. She's made a few changes. She had to have a family member move in with her, but she's been getting a lot better. I mean, she's on her game. Whenever she's not drinking, she's probably the biggest winner in the club.
Probably feels the best.
Yeah,
too.
and then, like she just started getting back into fitness. And a lot of these girls, they don't know that there's an alternative to that. And I'm not gonna, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna push my sobriety on anybody.
No.
I'm not gonna preach to you and tell you, oh, this is the way to go. But I mean, because you can't. I mean, you can't do that sort of thing unless you're ready to do it. And some of these girls, they're not ready to do it. But at the same time, I'm usually there when they hit rock bottom, and I'll help them.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen some girls that were doing really good, and then just recently started getting really bad again, and their lives have changed drastically. Just
And it affects you because you see the
I see it,
see
and
the
or I get the
roller
calls, and I get the calls, and I get the crying, crying on my shoulder at the club, or what do I do now?
Yeah.
Situations, and
That's a lot.
I've had a lot of those talks. So.
Yeah, there's a real need for mental health help out there today. And so that just brings us to this amazing subject. What does being regional manager really mean behind the scenes?
Just looking out for people, because my job is not gonna look good unless your job looks good. I'm not gonna shine unless you're shining. So I just got to make sure everybody's being and becoming the best versions of themselves. And that happens from, I say this little tagline all the time, from the door to the floor. I mean, everything has to click. Everything has to line up. And I wouldn't have gotten my position without you shining in yours. So I think our people every day, or all the time, as much as I can, as much as I can remember, like I would be nowhere without my current team. I mean, all of them, those guys are superstars in my eyes. And, a couple of them could probably run circles around me when it comes to doing stuff at the club. But at the same time, for me, it's all about just being dependable and making sure they're also dependable for others. And it's not a one-man show. There's some people that get into a position of power and, it's like dictator syndrome. Or you're French, like a Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just stuff like that. You can't, to me, you can't you got to lead from the front. So you can't lead from the back. You can't go, whoa, do this, do that, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, unless you're willing to do it yourself.
There's a lot of room for misinterpretation, and
All
there's
the
a lot
time.
of room for mistakes. And then it's like, and then who does it always fall back on anyway? So
On me. I'm the one that gets the phone calls.
That's why it's got to be might as well, like you said.
I get the phone calls from 2 people.
Yeah.
And you know who they are.
Ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
I would never want. Oh no.
And I know if I get the phone call from the one person, something serious. And yeah, I usually get calls from the Tennessee guy, but if I get the call from the other,
from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, I'm like,
oh no. Well, those calls don't come very often.
No.
I'm quite sure.
I probably got a call from
a tight ship.
3 times this year, and it was just over random stuff.
So, Lucas, at the age of, when did you think that you were like the shit? When did you start to think you were the shit? Like as a young man, 25, 27? When did you get the big job?
13.
No, when did you get the big job?
Oh, 20. 20,
20?
oh, no, 22. 23.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
What would 22-year-old Lucas think of 22-year-old Lucas today? And he knew this was
48-year-old
coming.
Lucas?
48-year-old Lucas. What would he say? Like, what would he... And he knows that this is his future.
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, dude, you don't drink anymore? What the fuck? Well, what are you doing? You know, I don't know. I mean,
Would he be proud?
maybe. But I had a whole different mindset then.
Would he be scared
Um,
of how
probably,
he's going to get there?
probably, yeah. So I would probably think if I were to see, like, look through a window and see this version of myself when I was 22, 23, saw a 48-year-old version of myself, I'd probably wonder what happened. What happened? Why did you quit drinking? Why are you doing this? Why aren't you dead? Why are I don't know.
You didn't see... Did you see yourself Did you see yourself having a long life when you were young? Or did you kind of just
I didn't. I
see
try to
that
push
life
it to the
was
back.
going to be when it was?
Yeah, try to put it to the back of my head. So, I mean, I never knew. I mean, I always thought that maybe that I was destined for something. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know what it is. I guess I'll just figure it out when I get there.
Do you think that's common for men?
I think a lot of men they don't have a lot of direction or know where they're wanting to go. You know, I see it all the time, like they do the jobs that people tell them they should do, or they chase the dreams that people tell them to chase. Like, yeah, everybody has little dreams when they're young. I wanted to fly airplanes, be a movie star, and all kinds of stuff.
You wanted to be a movie star.
Of course. I thought I was funny when I was young. So, I mean...
Well, you are funny. Why can't you be a movie star now?
Well,
would you want to be a movie star now?
I mean, I don't know now. I mean, I guess it's never too late.
It's
Look at
never-
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan, that's what, it's really funny. We think a lot alike, but that's pretty because we're Taurus.
Yeah.
I'm like, we think a lot alike. I know. So let's go back to the kid. Let's go to the kid.
Yeah,
Tell me a bit about you when you were little. What kind of kid were you? Obviously hyper.
Super hyper, pretty mischievous, pretty independent. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, "Oh, my son's all alone, and he's 12." I'm like, I was a latchkey kid. That term doesn't get thrown around too much anymore. I had my house key on a shoestring. I'd get dropped off on the bus out of kindergarten, and I would go to my house. I'd be 6 years old, and I'd be all alone until my parents got home. And I'd cook, do whatever, took the dogs out, played with them, farted around for a few hours, and then my parents would get home.
Just the amount of shit that I got into by myself in those hours and
forest fires. I started forest fires. I did all kinds of stuff.
All kinds.
Me and my friends were ragtag, insane. We did all kinds of shit.
I used to just put on Daisy Dukes when I was very young, and I would walk around the neighborhood, just walk around the neighborhood. I would do that for like 30 minutes. And, it's like when you think about, okay, so I'm like 10, 11, it's latchkey kid. There's a lot of time. A lot of unsupervised time. So you were
super experimental. Super experimental.
Did you go through your parents' stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I did too. So
found my stepdad's porn collection.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my God.
What did you think whenever you found
my parents' naughty drawer. I was like,
did you think, what
the hell is this?
What the hell is this?
So, me and my older brother, and we were just like, what the hell?
Did you ask them, or did you just...
No, we put it right back. I became a master of cover-up. I would learn how to, I could probably still sneak up a staircase now, even at my size and my age, because I would sneak in, sneak out. I'd sneak out of the house all the time. I knew how to, if I looked through my parents' stuff, I knew how to retrace and replace everything.
Yeah.
Nope, it was a little bit more over here. Put the, I could cover up anything. So, I was just bad. I was never supervised all the way to my teen years. I was just...
And then you get the job and you're like, bye. I got a job at 15 and I was like, bye.
Yeah, when I started making my own money, but my I've always been had a hole in my pocket. I never saved money. I mean, I'm a spontaneous buyer. I'd just buy everything and I'd be broke. I'd get a paycheck on a Friday, be broke Friday. So that's the kind of guy I was.
Who in your family did you look up to and think like I'd want to be like him or her or
My grandfather. So my adopted grandfather, the one he owned funeral businesses, and that dude, like I said, he'd be up all night drinking J.W. Wellers, but then he'd be up at 6 a.m. never late, always worked. Everybody always went to him for advice or loans, or I mean, he was the man. And I don't know if for those are the older people that grew up in Houston. I mean, he was friends with Mickey Gilley. My grandfather was friends with Sheriff
Gillies.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the movie Urban Cowboy as an extra in Gillies in Pasadena. I mean, he was just the man. I mean, he's also married 13 times too. So I was like, was he the man?
Did you meet several of them or any of them? Or did you?
3 of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh, so he was still Tom Catton around.
Oh man, all the way until he in his 70s. Like he died, I think, at 81, and he was on his last wife.
What do you think he'd say about you today?
I don't know. He's pretty tough. So I mean, it's really hard to impress that guy.
Does that matter to you now?
No, not really, because I mean, I don't think he'd say anything. Here's what he wouldn't say. He wouldn't say anything negative. So
he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He just only spoke when needed.
Yeah, he only spoke when needed. He wasn't one of those over coddling people. He was really tough. He didn't fluff you up. So
did he go? He didn't go out of his way though.
No,
to,
I mean if you
just say
if you lost, like he came to a couple of my football games when I was young, and if we lost, he'd say, "Next time."
Oh well.
He wouldn't. I mean, if I'd got 3 sacks during that game, he'd be like, next time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, do you have any outside of your family growing up? Did you have any role models that you looked up to?
No,
not really. Even in the fitness.
No, not
you
really.
Said you had fitness in your life.
I mean, just.
Who'd you look at, like body wise? Is that just a girl thing?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Von Erichs. I don't know if you know who those are.
Of course I know who the Von Erichs are. That's like one of the cool... that is so cool. The Iron Claw family? Yeah.
Carrie Von Erich. Yeah. Carrie Von Erich is probably my favorite.
That
when I was
whole
young,
family.
When I was a kid, I was like, well, I'm going to be like Kevin and Carrie Von Erich. I mean,
They're like giant. They were like the Jolly Green Giants.
And they weren't even that big in real life.
I never saw them in real life. I mean, and I guess maybe they posed them in ways where they were looking like way bigger.
I mean, all those wrestlers look big.
That dad. Oh yeah, that's a really good story.
Did you watch it, Iron Claw?
Oh yeah,
the movie?
Oh yeah. But I mean, I'd read about them before. My father was big into physical fitness and calisthenics. Jack LaLanne, Joseph Pilates. Even before I did ever Pilates, I knew all about like.
Really?
Oh yes.
There's a guy named Joseph Pilates.
Yeah,
he invented that stuff we were doing earlier.
It's a whole method. It's kind of like it's like a whole method. Yeah. There's a whole reason behind it, behind the breathing, behind the poses. Like you can do foot exercises that'll release pain in your back and things. Oh yeah.
What?
It's a whole thing.
Well, barely scratched the surface today then.
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Why do you wear so much Bucks gear?
Because you have to be a product of your product. I firmly believe in repping the brand. So, I mean, if I'm proud of what I'm repping, and I'll rep it. I think I've been at Bucks on and off since 2017. I've helped carry lumber into that place, during build out. I've saw it go from 5 girls on night shift, 1 girl on day shift, to 80 girls on night shift, 20 to 30 girls on day shift. And, I feel like I'm one of the original guys, even though I wasn't there the whole 8 years. And why not? I mean, if you're proud of something and you think you have a good product, I mean, I always rep it. I have like 130 Buck shirts. 130. I have a whole, like I turned the guest room in my house into a closet room, and I have my white shirts, color shirts, black shirts, Buck shirts.
You like fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have 150 pairs of shoes.
I would say you're a stylish gentleman.
Well, I mean, especially now it's easier because I'm a little bit smaller than I used to be. But
Do you think? No.
like, you know, people tell me all the time, like, if I wear regular clothes, people are like, whoa, I don't think I've ever seen you outside of a Buck shirt. And I'm like today, I purposely didn't wear a Buck shirt to Pilates. I kind of wanted to mix it up because I had Buck stuff on in the beginning. Then I didn't have Buck stuff. Now I have Buck stuff on again.
This is a really good shirt. I love this one. I love everything, and then the logo that you put on it is even better. It really ties it together.
Yeah,
if
the back.
I have to say
See the
so
back?
myself.
Make sure you get a picture of the back.
What would you say to someone that about this level of running a club chain of this size? Being a part of the team of people who lead.
Look to always taking advice. Don't ever be scared to ask questions. Don't ever be too cocky to ask for help.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
I mean, because if you are too cocky to ask for help, because I used to be, I mean, even working with Bucks, I never wanted to ask for help.
Help in what sense?
I mean, just like advice. Like, hey, well, have you ever been in a situation like this? And give them a scenario.
Yeah.
A girl did this. She drove off, did this, and what'd you do in that? So, I mean, you got to be able to take the advice. So, I mean, I have people that I can call all the time. Probably, like just recently I started. I have Jay Terrell. I'll call him and ask him some things. Chris, I'll call him all the time. Mark, I love calling Mark. So, I mean, Mark is just, that dude's, I don't even think I've ever seen him mad. Rich, I'll call him. But always be willing to learn. If you really want to be successful at something, I think you need to set it in your brain that you're always going to be learning and you always want to be learning something. Because I don't think you're ever too deep into something without learning new things.
I think something that people with trauma have is an idea that there is, because for myself personally, there's a discrepancy. There's something wrong. There's something missing. There's something damaged, and everybody is here. And I think that people who have trauma they do see that there is a level of that. How would you help someone not second guess themselves into being okay with asking for help, that sees it as a weakness? How did you come out of that? Was it just sobriety? Failure.
I mean, I think people got to fall down and be able to get up in order to become a better version of themselves. Because if they fall down and they don't get up and they just get stuck in their own hard-headed ways, I think you ultimately will fail. So sometimes you fall down and you got to put your hand up and let people help you up.
I remember where I was going with the learning. I think that I'm now at my age, at 43, I think I'm knowing that it's forever learning.
Forever.
There's no... I mean, I guess you can just be like, well, that's it. I'm going to retire in Boca Raton and, watch the neighbors drive by. But if you're going to be a productive part of society, you're never, ever and that was where I was saying, I think with me, I always thought that there was this level of learning that I was never going to achieve. So might as well just whatever.
Yeah.
And I think you've got a lot of people that are around you that have trauma that think that they haven't learned this much. They don't understand this. So they're never going to get to that. And it's like, what is that? There is no that.
There is no that. There's no roof.
It's the adventure.
It's the adventure along the way and what you learn, I think. Because I've been in my fair share of trauma and I know that I work with people that have similar trauma or traumatic experiences, and I tell them, I was like, I'm not telling you to forget this because you're not. You're not going to forget it.
Yeah.
But there's ways that you can kind of push it to the back to enjoy other things in life
Yeah.
because that's the only way you're going to work out of that and be able to operate with that still deep down in your soul of what happened to you before in the past or your traumatic experiences, because everybody has their own version, and getting out of it and becoming a better person is, it's really up to you. But that's also in a situation where you can ask for help, like uh I don't think asking for help is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done,
Yeah.
because I'm confident, but there was a time when I was really cocky and arrogant.
But now that you've done it, do you think that it's really such as a big deal as what you did before? You're like, what was I so worried about? Do you ever think
Right.
that?
So you look back and you're like, that was easy. I should have done it a long
I
time
should
ago.
have learned, or I should have
should have
just
done it.
asked that
Should have done
question. Why was I so worried?
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes if you're not in the right leadership too, then you feel some shame about asking questions, or maybe
Yeah.
you've already heard the question.
And
So you think, well, I didn't get it the first time. They've already taught this one and I didn't get it. So,
yeah, so whenever you said that, like being the leader, one thing that I think that I do that separates me from a lot of leaders or managers or general managers, I actually consult with my team and I'll ask them. And sometimes people don't want to do that because they feel like less of a boss or less of a leader. Like, ask the opinion of your guys. And I think that's how we work together.
it's kind of an audit of yourself
Right,
to see
so-
where you're lacking.
Where you're lacking, because you're not going to always have all the answers, and you're not always going to have all the solutions. So sometimes, getting with your group or your team, like my guys, I ask Jonathan all the time. I ask Juan, hey, do you think this is the right decision, or do you think we're doing this the right way? How would you improve it if you did it?
Self-reflection.
Right. So it still makes me a leader. It doesn't
It
take
makes you more of a leader.
it doesn't take anything away from me, but at the same time, it also gives them the opportunity to feel, like they have some leadership roles, and what they think and their opinions matter also.
It's the funny, my friend Bonnie, who's been on the podcast and is coming on this week as well. We were kind of doing some work together. She likes to go and work up at a bar, and so I'll sit my laptop up there and she'll just do her work and I was doing my work, and I was like, what are you doing? She was like, I'm writing an evaluation on my boss. And she was like, we all have to evaluate each other. And the thing that she caught was that her boss's evaluation looked completely different from everybody's, like her own self-evaluation. There was nobody that was ready to take the next position, the next role, like to take the next step up. There was nobody that was trained, and it was kind of funny because then Bonnie's like, Leslie, like, she's looking at herself after, so many years, and there's nobody that she's trained to move up. And that's where a lot of people, I think, managers that are not comfortable in their leadership styles, they're scared to hear what other people have to say about it.
Yeah.
And that actually turned out making her look worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, what you're doing by putting yourself out there and making yourself vulnerable by asking, what their opinions are, you're actually building successful leaders that can
Right.
that can help, because that's really what you want.
Yeah, because I tell the guys too, it's like, this is not a one man show. Nobody can do, the old saying, there's no I in team. The word team spelled TEAM. There's no letter, there's no I in team. I've learned a lot of things along the way, learned a lot of hard lessons. I've failed a few times, and always getting back up. But it's like I say, I will always say, until I'm dead, that every day I'm learning something. So I learn from people, I learn from situations. So
It's like you're building a culture
Yes.
in your clubs.
I think that's why we do get along and we all work together super harmoniously. I mean, if like the guys, the higher up bigwigs come in the club, and they say it all the time. It's like we never walk into any club where customers walk in and hug the managers. Like, well, I'm there. He's like, I don't have to say whose name this is, but he goes, man. I walked in and like three customers walked in and hugged Lucas.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they turn around and hug Jonathan. I mean, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we have dancers coming in and hugging, waitresses hugging, and they're just happy to be there.
Have you noticed I'm a hugger?
Yeah.
Like at all of our dinners and all of our stuff,
Yeah.
like I have always felt very close. Now, some managers get hugs and some get more like that.
Yeah.
But I
Fist
can
bump.
a little fist bump, but not really anymore. And I think it's because I like that. I mean, obviously there's professionalism, but why can't you care for your coworker? Why can't you? They're a family.
Yeah.
It's what we're doing. We're living what we're breathing. This is not a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
This is a totally different sort of work environment. It's you do have to get to. It's kind of like a sports
You have
team.
to know the certain looks on your team's face.
Yeah.
You have to know their next moves. Like I'll look across and I'll look at one of my managers and he'll make a face and I'll be like, okay, I know what's coming next. So I need to go over here and he's going to reprimand this person or ask this person to leave. I need to get on this side over here so I can back him up. I mean, we work really well and this is probably the best group of guys and girls that I've ever worked with ever in this industry. And, the cool thing is I got to kind of handpick all of them. So, I mean, I that's one thing, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I feel like I can build pretty good teams if you let me. I mean, there's been times that, I've built teams and then I have a piece shoved in there and it just, the whole operation kind of gets thrown off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened.
Yeah.
But if you let me build a team, I'm not going to let you down. Because they're not going to let me down. And I'm not going to let them down.
Because you're going to build a support structure inside of
And man, it's so important. And, like people think that our job is glamorous. Oh, you get to work with these naked women all the time. It's like, man.
Speaking about the naked women, what is your biggest stereotype about entertainers that you can't stand to hear?
They're dumb. I can't stand to hear that. Because I have some super educated women. I have some very strong-willed super moms, girls that sleep 3 hours a day, and they still show up for their kids. They show up for their family. And I mean, I've met some really strong women in this industry.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, some super strong individuals. And it's, like people look at them and, when you're from the outside looking in, you walk into a strip club and you're like, what a, you hear these guys talking
they don't
about.
care.
Look at the ass on that one.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, look at the brain on that one. I mean, this chick is, like super educated in this, and this. She speaks 3 languages. Or that chick knows everything about anime. Or that chick, like she knows how to change her own oil. I mean, I hate hearing like, oh, that bitch is dumb. Strippers are stupid. They're all hoes. Oh yeah.
That's so lazy.
Everybody's got a price. I hate that one.
Yeah.
Like that is the biggest stereotype. All strippers are whores. If you dig deep enough in your pocket, they can go home with you. And that's so far from the truth. It's just ridiculous to me. And I've seen it firsthand. Guys try to take advantage of that situation or try to belittle them or talk to them like they're less than human. And I'll kick you out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because you're defending you're creating a safe work environment
You
for
have to.
your employees.
Because if you don't have their back, then nobody does, and then they'll just move down the road where some other club doesn't have their back,
Yeah.
and then it'll just keep moving and moving. And I think that's why a lot of our girls have been there for years. I have a girl that's been there since 2018. A couple have been there since 2018. I have one that's been there since 2017.
Yeah.
You know, and now, you know, the one that's been there since 2017, she only works maybe 1-2 days a week just to supplement income, but she wouldn't work anywhere else.
Yeah. For her side, for
Yeah.
her extra income. Yeah. What do you respect most about the men and women in the clubs?
The employees,
Yeah.
their level of understanding. I mean, a lot of the people that we hire, as far as like staff goes, they're new to the industry. They worked at friggin' Olive Garden, and now they think they can want to be a waitress at a strip club. I'm like, okay, so it's different.
It's different.
I'll tell them, I was like, have you ever been hit on by the same drunk guy 30 times in one night?
Yeah.
Times 10.
Times 10.
So, like, say there's 10 guys in this club, and any given moment, they're just going to ask you, how come you don't dance? How come you don't dance? Damn, girl, you're sexy. Has that ever happened to you? No. What's going to happen now?
It's going to happen now.
I don't
over and
sugarcoat
over.
anything whenever they walk in.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to have the shock factor and be like, oh, fuck this place. So I give them a little armor before they go in. I'm like, look, this is going to happen. You guys are going to grab you by the lower back and kind of caress you, which never would happen at Saltgrass. They're going to tell you inappropriate things that wouldn't even happen at Hooters. And they're going to proposition you. So you got to be ready. And, they're like, really? The girls that I give that pep talk to, you can tell, I try to get the other guys to do that too, when they're bringing them on. But you can tell the ones that I've personally hired. Because they're like, oh, no, you're right. That fucking guy over there in the red shirt.
It's not a big surprise. That would be a very big surprise.
Yeah, the shock factor is a little bit lower because, if you're coming in from an Olive Garden job and you're doing college classes and the first guy that smacks you on your butt, because it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. And we can't police everybody.
No.
And, those guys get kicked out because, we don't talk. We have a pretty good zero tolerance level.
Yeah.
You're going to freak out and you're going to run out. You're going to grab your shit.
You're
probably not going to change and you're going to run out and jump in your car and take off.
Yeah.
It's not for this job, like we were talking about earlier in your car. This industry is so glamorized right now in music. It's ridiculous. And these young girls thinking, I'm going to be a stripper. I'm going to go to school and be a stripper, or I'm just going to be a stripper, or I'm going to work in the strip club. It's a little different than what the songs are about or what people are talking about, what you see on Instagram. So I try to prepare them the best I can in their situation. So when they do walk out on the floor, they don't last 5 minutes and leave. So,
well, I think everybody should know what they're walking into. I think
absolutely.
I don't even think it should be. I think it should be like prep. Somebody's got to prep you for that.
You have to.
Well, of course, if you don't know it's coming, because it's coming, and it's coming if you work at Hooters. It's coming if you work at Saltgrass. It's coming if you work. It's coming if you work. If you are a waitress in an environment where you are around men who are drinking, I don't care if you've got khaki pants on. Somebody at some point is going to pinch your butt, smack your butt, or try to talk you out of your job. I've been tried to be talked out of my job as a waitress at a steak place.
It can happen anywhere. But I think it's
pool.
I think out of 10 guys at a Saltgrass, maybe one of them will be that guy. Out of 10 guys at a strip club, 8 of them are going to be that guy.
Yeah,
I think the percentages are a lot higher, just because of the environment that they're in. So guys, when they walk in to a place like that, they forget their manners.
Yeah.
And they forget that they're grown-ups and adults.
They forget that they think they're invaders.
They also need a little guidance. Hey, bro, you can't do that.
Yeah.
They
just want to have fun.
Me, probably on our current team, the calmest is probably my cousin Juan. And he's just a very strong, calm figure with a long ponytail. He kind of looks like a Samoan iced tea. And he'll walk up and he'll go, you can't do that. And that guy, whoever it is,
he'll be like,
the guy will, that's probably the most softest, threatening thing he's ever experienced in his life.
Yeah.
And he's like this.
He's like,
Okay, well, my bad.
yeah. And then they're for the most part, I've noticed that they calm down.
Yeah, I mean, guys are pretty easy in this industry. You just got to tell them sometimes, like, hey, man, if you walk up to them and say, hey, look, you can't do that here, brother.
Yeah.
And if you're cool about it, they'll be cool about it back.
Yeah.
I mean, because when guys have people, period, when they have alcohol in them, then their reaction's going to really depend on your reaction to them, your action. If you go up to, hey, motherfucker, you can't take pictures in here. What, bitch? And then and then it's like, hey, bro, do me a favor, you can't take pictures in here. Oh, my bad, bro. I was just taking selfies,
Yeah.
and they'll be really cool about it. So it's all about your approach.
How do you set the tone so that the entertainers feel respected? Do you chat with them individually? Do you have managers? Do you kind of talk to your managers and, make sure that they know?
Yes. So all the managers have their different way of talking and dealing with the entertainers, or having conversations with them. But I try to make our managers all be on the same page as, like, hey, man, we're all, to me, it's a pretty level playing field here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, talk to them like you want to be talked to.
Yeah.
So, because if you don't, it's just going to be negative responses.
Yeah.
And they're not going to want to come to you for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, once it's like, once you kind of like treat an entertainer badly or talk to them a certain way, they're going to avoid you. And, with past trauma, a lot of them with the past trauma, they're going to avoid you. So if they have a major problem and you're the only manager in the building, they're going to let that major problem just play out because they're going to do everything in their power to avoid you. So I told them, I was like, I'm not telling you guys to be their best friend, but you need to be able to be dependent on by them. They got to be able to talk to you. So when you're talking to them, you don't have to be like, oh, sweetheart, coddle them, but you got to talk to them like they're human beings.
Yeah.
Can't yell at them. You're not their father. You're not their principal. You're not their, you just got to talk to them like normal, like they're a human being.
Like they're a human being.
If you're talking to them in a way that you don't want to be talked to, it's not going to work. Like if I talk to you like you talk to, you wouldn't respect it either. No. So I think having individual talks, having all the managers on the same page as far as knowing like how to deal with situations, how to de-escalate things, and how to communicate with these girls is very important.
I think that's I definitely think it's important because I've experienced both styles of management, even outside of a nightclub. And I think when you have someone who you're talking to that looks straight over your head because, you're just this waitress or you're just this
that happens to me all the time because when the entertainers put their heels on, they all look over my head.
They all look over there.
I'm the shortest manager, by the way, and probably in the whole company. Yeah, but it's very important to establish that human being relationship with your entertainers and your staff. There's a few times I've blown up on, like in situations, but it's like, why would you do that? How could you do that? What made you do that?
Tell me so that we don't have this again.
Yeah. Tell me what caused you to walk over there and punch that customer. That, just stuff like that. But I'm guilty of having some blow ups. But it's not a normal thing. I like to get the girls, it's like, hey, I'm in the office, calm down, tell me what happened. So I'll let them tell their version of the story and play by play. And I think it kind of calms them down a little bit. And sometimes whenever they talk right about the situation that made them mad, that part of the story kind of gets elevated a little bit and they start, getting more emotional. But, I feel like if they talk it out and then I ask them, what should you have done? Tell one of you guys. What'd you do? Throw a chair at them.
Do you know that people don't go out of their way to help other people like that? They just kind of like say, well, they're a loose cannon, You know,
Dude.
do you think sobriety has totally helped
I,
you? I said totally. Do you think that sobriety has helped you have more empathy and
I
compassion?
think empathy and compassion definitely came because
Patience.
of, and patience came because of the clarity. I think I probably didn't even know that word even existed before sobriety. Clarity. I mean, I knew there's the word clarity,
Yeah.
but as far as in my mind, I didn't know what clarity felt like because I didn't, past 20 years, I probably didn't have a completely sober brain at one point. I mean, sometimes, I mean, yeah, whenever I was on probation for DWI, but I was still rebelling a little bit there. I was still doing things that I should have been doing and just getting away with it. But I mean, I think for sure, being sober it has helped me develop more patience, more understanding, and better communication skills. Because sometimes, man, like I said, we have like some girls, some really big time repeat offenders in our club. But if I look at it like this, like, man, who else is going to give them a chance? I know her story. She has 3 kids. You know, she grew up like this, and I'm like, damn. If she goes here, she's just going to totally fall off the
And
edge.
if that way, at least you're able to be, you feel that you can help.
Right. So sometimes I'm like, is this a weakness? That being, like with an empathetic heart, and you're like, am I showing softness and weakness by doing this? Giving this girl the 8th chance to come back and,
What do
prove to
you
us?
think?
It's definitely a question in my brain a lot. But then again, I look at myself and how many chances I've gotten. So, I mean, there is opportunity and chances for change. So I think you should believe in someone if they're believing themselves. And sometimes I try to make them believe in themselves. And I'm like, you got to do it for yourself before you do it for anybody. I know you got kids, but if you don't believe in yourself before your kids believe in you, before anybody else believes in you, nobody's going to believe in you.
I got to that point just recently. It was like, I, how am I going to make my kids proud? How am I? And it was like I found myself in therapy saying, like, I'm getting better for my kids. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my marriage. I'm doing this for myself. And it's like, but I don't care about my own happiness. It was just
No, you
constant.
can't do that.
Yeah,
It's
well, I'm
a
learning.
hamster wheel.
Yeah, I'm learning, but I'm a lot better when I prioritize myself. I feel like I'm a better parent and
Yeah.
a better friend. It's weird. It's
No,
weird to
because
be selfish.
yeah, it is. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, I think if you have a better understanding of yourself, it helps you understand others and situations, and you love better. I think you love more and you care more, and you concentrate on what's important. And I don't let small things bother me like they used to. Like I used to be like, man, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so stupid? I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't directly talk to people like that, but I'm thinking that in my head.
I did.
You're a stupid
oh, no,
motherfucker.
yeah.
And like some situations, I'm like, wow, how stupid can you be? And I'm like, wait a minute. Do they know better? No, they don't. Come to the office.
Come to the office. Yep. Do you think nightlife will always be a part of your story, or do you think
Yeah, for sure, because it's played such a huge major role in my life because of, I mean, it's been such a big part of my life. I mean, nightlife, I've met some really great people. I've experienced some really great things. I've also been through some really crazy things. Like I said, I mean, I'm a felon because of 3 DWIs. I'm not a violent felon. I mean, I'm not a repeat offender felon. Well, I guess repeat offender as far as DWIs go. But I have a felony on my record because, I didn't know how to stop partying. So, but I think I've learned a lot of things along the way, and this journey, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it at all. And the path that it's, led me to, I wouldn't change it.
I like to hear that, because why change something that
Because,
is something
yeah.
that's good?
And just as of the past couple of years, I feel like I've made some positive changes, not only in myself, but for others. Like I see it. Like I'm like, You know, I say it to the guys. I say, one of the happiest feelings for me is when I see a girl walk out of this industry. There's a difference. When they're walking out, that means they're walking out on their own.
Yeah.
When they're forced out, or they get arrested because they can't be in our industry, because in the city of Houston, if you get arrested for certain things, you can't work in an SOB, sexually oriented business. But whenever I see them walk out and they feel accomplished, like the other day, it wasn't the other day, it was like 2 months ago. This girl came up and she goes, I just really want to thank you for giving me a chance again, because I had terminated her contract for drinking. And then a month, I said, take a couple weeks off, we'll talk about it. And she was on a downward spiral. She had just recently lost her father. I think she lost her father while she was on shift. And, she had...
That's hard.
Yeah, she was on stage and still switching to another stage, and she had grabbed her phone. She was reading the text as she was headed to the other stage, and she lost it. Pulled her out, told her, she wouldn't tell us what happened. And then we found out because somebody had called her. And, I was over there eavesdropping a little. I could hear. I was like, holy shit. Hey, let's get them to pick you up.
Yeah.
And then, she came back the next week. She was drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is going nowhere.
Numb. She just didn't want to feel.
Ultimately terminated her. Let her come back a few weeks later. And, talked to her every day. Every day she came in. And, checked how she was doing. Every day she left, I checked to see how she was doing. And then just 2 months ago, she came in. She goes, I just want to thank you for letting me come back. I got accepted into Mississippi State. So I was like, what? And so she goes, yeah, I got my down payment money. And so she paid for, oh shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of change that's what I'm saying. It's like a culture you're creating. Yeah. This is not just like work. This is not just a business. You're creating an environment. It's a movement.
Yeah.
It's part of a change, and it should be happening around all offices, around all industries.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry.
I think this industry needs it the most.
And the worst part is they really just want to get rid of it. And I don't know, where would we all go?
Yeah,
where would we have gone? I mean, I know where you'd go, you'd be fine. It's the girls that don't. Where would they go?
Yeah.
How would they be the situation that some of these girls are in, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, man. And
it's heartbreaking.
It is. They get in this lifestyle, and that's the only thing they know. I mean, like I say, some of the happiest moments in this industry is when I see them walk away. Will I miss them? Yeah, absolutely. But I won't miss them being in that club.
No, of course not. Do any of them ever come back?
Yeah.
To say hi?
Yeah, I have girls come back all the time. Like they'll come in there with their dudes or their friends and be like, girl, I used to dance on that stage right there. Or, this is my favorite manager, blah, blah, blah. Or they'll give me a big hug, or they'll tell me what they're up to, show me pictures of their kids or their new house. I love those kind of stories. Like that girl that got accepted in Mississippi State, she sent me some shirts. I was like, send me some shirts. She sent me those, like the coaches polo shirts, Mississippi State. And, they come back because I like the girls that come back because they don't forget where they're from. Because I think that you always got to remember bits and pieces of where you're from to know where you're going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because if you try to hide that, there's some girls like, oh, I never danced with my wife. Like, yes, you did. I think the more true to that, to your past that you are, I think the more true to your future you're going to be. Because everybody's going to have a struggle.
They are. What do you...
Oh, sorry, guys. Is that going to mess up the mic, me sniffling so much?
Yeah, no. No, you're good. You're good. You're human. We're wrapping up. I want to ask you what you hope that men and women both take away from this episode. Yeah. What do you think that the men and women are taking away from? What do you hope that they take away from our episode? The nightlife and the sobriety and the entertainers.
Man, I think, like, don't let people judge you for what you do. And don't judge people for what they do. I mean, everybody's out there trying to win in their own way. Everybody has their own story. Everybody has their own happy ending. Um, the sobriety thing is not for everybody. I'm not gonna, some it might work for you, it might not. But I think you just got to take it day by day and wake up with a smile. And I think that what they're going to take away from this is there's so many different aspects of this industry that people don't understand. And they, like I said, the whole cliche of, oh, all dancers are this or all dancers are that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everybody's human. Well, I know everybody's human, and I really don't know. I mean, there's so many ways I can answer that question. So I don't even know if there's a right answer or a wrong answer to that.
Yeah, I think mainly I hope that the industry is a little bit more human, a little
Right.
bit more like humanized.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
It's less. There's a little less stigma.
Stigma.
We're normal people. We're people that have feelings. We're people that feel guilt. We're people that are very complex. Thinking in how we handle other people's emotions. I mean, the things that you have said to me today, I don't know on any what they would call society acceptable type jobs, lawyers, doctors, teachers, professors, Walmart CFOs, CEOs, whatever. I'm going to guess that not one single one of them approach business and their employees the same way that you do, with the same level of thought process that goes behind, because they're humans.
Yeah.
They're not just your employees.
No.
And because they do have problems, they do have trauma, it's important that they're handled differently. And I think that you've talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer in leave your problems at the door. I mean, you have to have that mindset sometimes, but you can also talk about your problems behind this door, because I don't care how strong you are or how successful you are, you wear it on your sleeve, or you wear it in the expressions on your face.
Yeah.
You wear it in your body energy, your posture. Sometimes people just need somebody to talk to.
Do you think that when you left, when you had the last time you were not working with Bucks, were you hoping that you'd ever have the opportunity to come back and work for Bucks?
Yes. So there's a few factors that played in, of course. I mean, of course I wanted to come back. Yeah, you always have that temptation of greener pasture somewhere else. You're like, oh yeah, it's going to be better over there. But I think Bucks has given me a lot of freedoms to do things to better my craft, as far as letting me take the lead on some things, and working with these girls like I do, and working with the employees like I do, and being creative, like on social media and stuff like that. Like, that's why I do a lot of the interviews that I do, because basically humanizing, like you said. Like, I want people to see that side of it. There's more to it than just ass shaking
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
titties bouncing or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but I knew I was going to come back. I just didn't know when. So
It's kind of funny. It's like I've said about friendships. There are some friendships that I have today that I could never have had the the patience for, like, there's just, I approach friendships differently now, and I'm thankful because there are a lot of friendships that I have today that I would never have, I would have disrespected.
Yeah.
I would have trashed, I would have not trashed, but it's trashed as in I would have thrown it in the trash on not on purpose, just not been a good human.
Yeah. So I think my guard's down a lot more than it used to be, because I used to be more judgmental. You know, at first glance, I'd be like,
What's something that you think that you would have to say to a female who is thinking about entering the industry, for waitressing and or entertaining? What's one bit of advice?
check the places out. I mean, if specifically with us or just in general.
Within general, you've got a 21-year-old girl in Texas right now watching the podcast, and she's like, I want to go work at the strip club.
Do your research. Do your research on the clubs. Do your research and go to the clubs. Look at their reviews. Talk to people that work there, because it's very important to be majority happy in an industry like this, because if you're not, this industry will drag you down, and it'll crumble you up and throw you out. I mean, like trash. This is not the easiest industry to be in, but it's an amazing industry if you know how to play your cards right, if you know how to work the system and do everything right. But I would definitely do research on any club that you're trying to be interested in or interested in going to before you even go in the door, and do your research on the industry itself. It's not as easy, and don't go off these movies, because they're not like the movies.
Videos,
or music videos, or Instagram posts, or social media, or you can just come up to Houston, to Bucks Wild North. You can talk to any one of us, and we'll lay it straight to you. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it, and then you can go from there.
I have a question about young men. You have a 25-year-old, and he's wondering, I want to go work in the nightlife industry. What do you tell him? Do you tell him that there's a future for this? Do you tell him that this is not the industry? What do you tell him? He's real eager too.
First, I'd ask him why he wanted to work in the industry, because if he's in his 20s, majority of the time, because he probably doesn't know about the money yet or the tips, he's just looking at all the visual temptation. Are you working here because you want to take some girls home, or you want to be the man in these girls' eyes? Or are you working here because you really feel like there's a future in this career or in this business? I would definitely fill him out, and then I would tell him these are a lot of long hours. They can be stressful, and if you don't have an understanding mind or heart, this industry will eat you up too, because some of these girls, they will eat you alive, especially if you're green. And I've seen some 21, 22-year-old girls completely eat CEOs, GMs, guys that run businesses or own their own companies. I've seen them eat them alive. So anybody that, just be sure of what you wanted to get into, basically.
And so for anybody in the industry right now that's been around, what's something that you wish that they would start to maybe also implement in their suggestions as management styles? Because I mean, if it was me watching this, I'd want to hear what your advice is on how to get to the next level.
Talk to your girls, educate them. Like you're saying, current events. It takes zero time to, whenever the girls come clock in, catch up with them. How's your week? How's your kid doing? What'd you do today? What are you doing this weekend? And hey, did you hear, or did you see this or that? I mean, you might want to, remember those kind of things, because we have oil and gas convention in town this week, and these guys know about this. And guys think it's so impressive when a pretty girl knows about this. I mean, talk to them, get to know them. I mean, don't treat them like numbers. I think, I'm not saying getting totally personal with them, but you want to know the people that you work with. and you always educate them. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I'm always learning. Why can't they be? Teach them. Teach them the do's and don'ts. Good etiquette versus bad etiquette. Stuff like that.
Is there anything you want to fill in before we finish up?
No, I just really want to thank you for this opportunity, and it's been a really nice experience. And I'm actually probably going to go to Pilates again.
I'm excited. I hope you do.
You guys are not going to film it, but I'm going to go. But no, I really appreciate this opportunity. It's been, I've never done something like this before, and it's been, I've learned some things today just through conversation. So I think this is definitely something that I always will remember and, hold dear. So I just think before you pass judgment on people, get to know them first.
Exactly. I would agree 100%. The ones to pass judgment are probably the ones that should hold the mirror up to their face.
And probably the most unhappy.
And probably the most unhappy. And I don't even hold judgment in that because I know how unhappy it is to be a judgmental person.
No.
I lived it. It's like I like to say, it's
like
way
work.
above my pay grade.
It's like
I
work.
don't let that up. Like, I don't want to judge.
Yeah.
I don't want. That's way too much work. That's
too
way
much work.
too much work. Oh, it's too nasty. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching the podcast. Lucas and I are gonna head into Bucks Wild, Dallas
The
right
original.
now. We're gonna go and have quite the little evening.
Back
And
out my ones.
unfortunately, I wish that we could take you with us, but this is where the interview is gonna stop today. So if we're gonna figure out how to let us out, is where the
That's pretty
interview
cool.
stops.
Yeah.
You ready to come on?
I'm ready.
All right.